if the chap is honest and strong, he will knock you out. But in fact, all this is a dream. So more or less, let's say, put it with that word, more or less we recognize that our mental images, even some thoughts, some thoughts when they are not too much affirmative, some thoughts are rather light, and okay, it's more or less unreal. Okay. But what we don't know is the whole goddamn thing is unreal. So after that, that's awful. My mind. So we may put out a conclusion, a deduction and a conclusion. Well, I don't have the right to think or to imagine or to pay attention because it's a dream. It's very bad. No, that's a deduction. That's part of the let's say part of the dream, of course, but the deteriorated dream. So you cannot deduce anything about what I'm trying to say. See, it's not. You cannot use it on a logical level. Even if you use logic very purely, even if you think very purely, it cannot be used on the level of logic or thought. Each time you're going to deduce something, it will be the hallucination will come out again.
But that's important because when we read, for example, an article, when people will read what you're saying, they will be coming up as they read. They will be coming up with their own conclusions about it, and they'll say, "Oh yes, this I agree," or "Oh yes, this is true," or "Yes," you know. But in fact, it's being part of that same.
It will be part of the hallucination. You see. In fact, let's suppose that a mind, an inner man or woman, an inner human being, is in very good shape, and has all the tools which are needed to go backward to ourselves, behind all we think we are. Well, what is the ultimate, comment on dit obstacle en anglais?
Obstacle?
The ultimate obstacle. Yes. It's his belief in the reality of his research. See? I wrote that about Alain. I wrote a letter to Alain saying exactly that. And I thought I had the culot of publishing the letter. So, but it's true. The research itself is absolutely unreal. And if we go a long way in the right direction, at the moment, there won't be any more hallucination. The hallucination will be entirely concentrated in that belief that our research is real. Well, thought of the research, paf, nothing. And there you awake. So the research is finished. In fact, it's the belief that all the things which occur in our mind, I included, the I which is thinking, imaginer, qui imagine, well, that belief that the belief of the reality, concerning the reality of all these events and things which occur in the mind, well, this is the hallucination. So you don't have to despise all these events, all these things. You've just got to realize that it's unreal. The other thing, it's very difficult to. He will spit into your face if you give him that advice. Yet that research, he should let drop that research, but not on an intellectual level. Concretely, in some sense, poof, put the luggage down. In fact, at the moment, the luggage we were speaking about, what it contains is only the research itself. And so, in fact, the thing has been simplified. So, but you must absolutely put it down. Comment on dit renoncer en anglais? Renounce? Well, in a way, it's a word, renounce, which has a Christian resonance. C'est ça. So I don't take it that way. But I must use it. At a time, you must renounce. You see, the thing is real. I'm searching. I believe in myself searching because, of course, it's a good search. And, no other search really on earth, even in heaven, no other search. I must renounce. Let it drop. It's nothing. It's just a thought. You're dealing with yourself. You don't know it, but you're dealing with yourself. You disguise. It's a thought which is disguised, just part of yourself. It's disguised as something else, in an object. But you must. It's an usurpation, an imposture. So you must let it drop. It seems very difficult and very, very simple.
So, when we hear this, when we see that it's true, but then there's in your life every day, there seems to be often two directions, which is like you follow the reason, you know what you should do because you know, but then you have also the intuition, which is like the more natural direction and where things happen, you don't have to.
Yeah, there are two ways to know. The one way is thinking, and use reasoning. You say that in English, yes. Reasoning. Well, and the other way is to be aware, and we don't know that. In fact, we ignore that second way of knowing. We think we can only know by thinking, by that long mediation of reflection, of our intellectual research, but it's absolutely true. At any time we can use the other tool and the other way of knowing, and know directly by consciousness. And some people would agree on that. They would agree, but they would object that nevertheless all the intelligence there is in the universe is in the thinking. Well, it's not true. Consciousness is infinitely intelligent. So you don't renounce in that direction. I mean, you don't have to. When you start to know with conscious attention in yourself, with consciousness, you don't become stupid. You see. You don't lose anything. All the intelligence of the world is there. It's an eureka, you see? That thing I'm talking about is an eureka. But it's an eureka. It's a light of intelligence making an extraordinary intrusion in the level of existence. Normally, thinking deals with thinking. With abstractions. It flies its own sky. And there, what we don't know is that intelligence can be used can appear and be effective on another level, a level of a pure existence. So there's the way of knowing. If you want to know how to build a house, or how to make an addition, you've got thinking is very good. In the small life of every day, you go to the market with very good. But if you want to become yourself, that tool must be abandoned. It's of no use. You'll never get. You'll never get to yourself. You'll never be in possession of yourself if you use that tool. You must only. It's unuseful. You must use the right tool, which is consciousness, which could be described as intuitive knowledge, opposed to reasoning knowledge.
But then the use of this consciousness, of this kind of knowledge, implies that you put aside everything.
Yes, but even that, you see, even what you are saying, we put aside.
Yeah.
So the implication is I must put aside everything. For instance, I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have some children, I even have some friends, very strangely. I have a few friends, and I like Earth, I like the trees, I like the sky and the clouds in the sky. I like that. So I'm well, yes, but of course that's an intellectual interpretation of what says the intuition. So I must kill what must be killed. That must not make any mistake while doing this. But you don't have. You see, once there's the intuition, I must renounce. So I must not be implicated on that crazy game. In the crazy game, you find everything. It's the whole universe, our whole field of consciousness. Well, that's an intuition, and you must ground yourself on that intuition. But the devil is there. In fact, he speaks, and he wants. So we don't really ground ourselves on the intuition. We present that intuitive knowledge to the reason, and with humility, and we are quite afraid of the answer, but we show it like if I find a diamond, I'm not sure it's real, but of course I should be sure it's real because it comes from my mother. My mother didn't buy any false diamonds, I see, and she was too good a woman to have some cheap thing on her. So just for my mother, I should take it from. I should accept the fact it's a diamond, but no, I have doubts. So the diamond is the I principle. That's the diamond, but I'm not. You see, I hesitate. Well, is it really a real diamond? I'm afraid. Maybe it's a false one. So I go to a shop and show it to the specialist. How do you call a bijoutier? Jewelry. Yeah, yes. And every time the chap he wants the diamond, it's false. I'll buy it for you for 10 francs. But so it's an enormous mistake. You see, you don't have to ask. You don't have to look for a confirmation of the intuitive knowledge. That's an enormous mistake. But we all make that mistake, and we demand. We ask the reason to a confirmation of the value of the infinite value. Well, you see, I've just made the infinite value. Oh, reason, please tell me whether it's true or not. That's an enormous mistake. And what's more, it's not only a mistake, comment on dit lâcheté en anglais? Where you act cowardly. Oui, yes. You're coward. You're a coward at that time, you see? You're a traitor. When you have an intuition, well, you must ground absolutely on it. And if the reasons will bark something, whoa, whoa, in your direction. No, it's a subjective looping and something. It'll never agree. It's like an intruder in a house. The intruder. Chap looks nice, but he's poor. I accept it in my house, and after that. Slowly but firmly, he starts to regent everything. He becomes the boss. After that, he's sleeping with my wife. So, after a month, I mean, I know he's a dangerous man, very dangerous. He looks very nice, but he never agrees with what I say, what I feel. He says, no, this is shit. This is very poor. This is illusion. This is illusion. I've met God. No, this is illusion. I am God. See? And after that, he really sleeps with my wife. So I get angry. So I should get angry. I take a gun, I shoot him.